So things might have taken a slight downturn as of late, but, you know, that happens at every point in the season. We're bound to be able to get ourselves a little rebound. Today is really all about seeing how far this team can fly in Europe. But we also have the title race going on in the background and all sorts of other jazz to deal with. So this is going to be interesting. As always, if you have been enjoying the series up to this point, do drop a like on the video. That would be fantastic. Really helps out the channel and all that jazz. And since it is the start of the week as well, it's time to thank new patrons. And this week, it is El Gordo. So thank you so much for that. And everybody else over there as well, supporting this weird series, which I will be continuing to do. And hopefully, we will have a resolution to the things at Tromsø very soon. But for now, we come back with this. I just played it off camera because it wasn't really a super important game for us. We did win 2-0 away from home against Teuta. Now, of course, I rotated the entire side for this game, essentially, and brought a couple of subs late on just to sort of strengthen things up. We eventually won 2-0 away from home, 10-2. Through we go, we will face Dundalk today. However, we have a little thing called Molde away coming up before we do that. And that's where the real problems lie, because as things stand right now, Molde are flying. And it feels like any other year, honestly, we'd be right up there in a title race. Like, we're right on the money for 2 points a game, just under at the moment, but I feel like we can get back above it. And were this to be a normal season without some super season from Molde, I think we'd be right on in there. Problem being now, of course, if we were to lose today, the gap would stretch to 10 points with less than half the season to go. However, a win for us, the gap's back down to 4, could potentially put a dent in them. We've already beaten them once this year. You just never know with these guys and what we're capable of. Maybe that little win midweek against Teuta could just bump the confidence up a little bit, and we'll see what we can do. Obviously, massive rotation. Now, I did actually start Kawamoto from the last game, but I took him off in the second half, so you'll see that he's actually fully fresh and ready to go. I also brought on Bamba in the last game, so it's the same story. So we should really be able to go with basically our fullish fresh team that we wanted to do. So we will that like that and that like that. And I think we're kind of good to go at that point, really. Everybody's fresh and raring to go. Kawamoto and Indestad through the middle. I mean, Kawamoto did get an assist in that game. He has had a couple of struggling matches, but at the end of the day, man's got 17 goals in 21 appearances. I'm hardly going to fault the lad for his performances this year, really, am I? Also, nice to have Nicholas Dida back in the team for a little bit too. I find that we do tend to miss him when he's not around. Let me just sort the bench out a little bit. Want to make sure we get that nice and sorted. Now, of course, the transfer window opens very soon as well. I am a little bit worried, because you know what boards can do. They'll give us a lot of money in transfer funds. We then spend some of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing the "it's too good to turn down" during the summer. And if they start doing that, then we may have to have words at that point, because we're trying to build a team here, and I think we're getting there, but they're not making it easy for us. The big high that we have is that Mathias Johansson makes his return to the lineup. He made the game against Teuta as well, and also kept a clean sheet there. So just having Matty J back in the back line as our rock in the defence, essentially, as the goalkeeper, I hope that will provide a little bit of extra quality, because it does just feel like Arneson just was never capable of saving anything most of the time, despite seemingly having good attributes, whereas Johansson is just an absolute rock in this team when he plays. I'm hoping that our superior height in defence will definitely help us today, since it does appear that Molde are going to be pinging a lot of long balls up to their strike force. Indestad, we kind of do the same thing sometimes, but that kind of passing is not likely to win us any friends today, and we could potentially concede from it as well. Datro Fofana! It's off the crossbar. Wow, we nearly played ourselves into trouble there. At the very least, though, we are maintaining a lot of possession. I do find in games where teams play the same tactic like this, when they match us, if we're able to control the possession, that's usually enough for us to see the game out. But we will see. That could easily change. But passing like that is not going to help. That's the third or fourth time in the first 5 minutes here that we've already misplaced a pass horrendously. Nice. This is better. Cornish with space. The fullbacks are going to be key. Or the wingbacks, rather. Whoever wins that battle could be deciding for us. Rakic now. Space, options, Kawamoto! Great stop from the goalkeeper. I think that was arrowing in. Oh, mismatch here. Rakic, can he find him? Velej! Good save again. Really strong opening 10 minutes from us. We've got 76% possession in this game at the moment. Oh, that's a foul. Surely. Thomas Blad has been hauled to the ground, and now this could be massive. It's Jesse Rakic from the spot. I will make no comments about his penalty-taking ability whatsoever, because we'll let him decide for himself. Oh, for crying out loud. But I'd say we've still been very much the better side in the first half an hour here. What a ball. Bamba! We're looking okay at the moment, but it's the first time Molde have really managed to... Oh, well... Valdo Bamba, just one possession, and then backheeled the ball into the player that he'd just won possession off of. Well, half-time... I don't know. We missed the penalty. Bamba has the chance to clear through. He actually scored in the last game as well, as it goes, so his confidence was back there. We should be 2 up here, probably. We've had the 2 best chances of this match by a comfortable margin, and should be 2 goals to the good. It's tough to know what to do at this point, because we've had our chances with the current system, and it's hard to know if we want to push it too much, because just in case we can... I just don't know. He's completely unmarked. There's 2 guys on the front post for some reason. No one marks him. All right. Back for Nicholas Deere. He's got to get back on his left foot here. Finds Bamba. This is a good chance for us, potentially. Kawamoto at the near post. And it's Molde 1, Tromsø 1. The most difficult chance of the day there is dispatched by Koki Kawamoto. That's good. Back level almost immediately. We have 2 minutes left. I've upped the tempo just at the end here to see if we could steal it right at the death. But I think our chance is probably gone. I mean, a 1-1 draw's actually... Oh, that was literally the highlight was them getting a yellow card. Are you serious? Rakic's ball in now. Unless we score here. Oh, and it's saved. Then I think we've once again failed to take points in a game. Or not failed to take points. There we go. Molde 1, Tromsø 1. It's another match in which we've managed to concede the only shot on target from our opponents and been relatively good throughout there. The penalty obviously makes us look a bit better, but we still won it. Had chances in this game. We're not out of it completely. We didn't lose, and that's the main thing, but it was a chance to win away at Molde, and we played well enough to get the win. But as usual, things happen, or rather they don't happen. But nevertheless, the gap between us and the teams below us has definitely dropped, but that was always likely to happen in a tough game like this. Maintaining that gap at 7 points was the best we could really do today, and now we've got to concentrate on Europe and turn our attention to Dundalk. This is not going to get easy. There'll be a draw in a second as well, so stay tuned. Okay, time for the draw for the 4th round. I've just noticed that Napoli and Valencia are in there. Or Lan or Riga. There's some good sides we could face and some extremely bad sides we could face. That's really what it comes down to. I'm just going to do the draw because it's massive. Just give me someone that we could potentially have a game against. SJK or Basel? Probably Basel. Basel feels like a team, if we were to get past Dundalk, that we could maybe give them a run for over 2 legs and try to get into the Europa Conference League group stages. We kind of need to for the money and just to have European football, really. It could have been worse, though. It could have also been a lot better, I'd say. Instead, flicks it down. Kawamoto gets onto his correct foot, dinks the goalkeeper, and it's in. It's Tromsø 1, Dundalk 0. About bloody time. We've had so many chances and missed them, but Kawamoto there, no mistake. 1-0 against Dundalk. Very important goal. We need a few more, though. Digs it out brilliantly. Ball across. Oh, it's a penalty. It's Jesse Rakic has a chance to redeem himself here. He's been usually very solid from the spot the last few seasons, in fairness. So 1 missed penalty is not the end of the world. However, we really do need this one to be in the back of the net. 2-0 is a lot better than 1-0, and it's... There we go. That could make a hell of a difference with our ability to rotate for the second leg. Birgir Hansson blocked. Kawamoto smashes it home. 3-0 to Tromsø. Koki Kawamoto's 20th goal of the season. Really important scoreline there. 3-0 in. Still underperformed a little bit as it goes, but nevertheless, we'll take the comfortable result in the end. The key thing, though, a 3-0 lead gives us a chance to rotate potentially for that second leg, and we need to save all the legs we can at this point because we're looking in really good shape. Cornic. Back inside for Rakic. Nice little pass inside for Indistad. Lovely work. Kawamoto! That is a really nice goal. Bit of fortune the way it's fallen to him, but another goal for Kawamoto. 21st of the year, and it's 1-0 Tromsø at home after just 10 minutes. We can afford to be patient Tromsø now, and I love it when we do that because we tend to take teams apart when we do that. Kawamoto. Oh, here we go. Bamba's through. Valdo Bamba. He's through on goal. And he's managed to find a way to hit the post again. Oh, that's a shocker. Seri's just tried to murder Kawamoto, and he's gone now. That's surely we now have to just go on and win. Indistad. Space through the middle again. Kawamoto's onside this time, and this time he makes no mistake. Tromsø 2, Strømsgodset 0. 22nd goal of the season for Koki Kawamoto. Chance right on the edge of the box for Indistad. Keeper's left a lot of space there, and Indistad dispatches it. Tromsø 3, Strømsgodset 0. 6th goal of the year for Michael Indistad. I think he's already picked up 2 assists tonight as well. He is having a bloody good year up front, even if he's not scoring as much. He's a genius at it. Cornic, ball in. Henriksen on the rebound, and the youngster Christopher Antonio Henriksen. I think that might be his first ever senior goal. Yes, that's his first senior goal for the club. Lovely work. 4-0. Well, there we go. Probably our best attacking output in the league, probably since we took over the club. Almost slightly disappointed to only have 4 goals in today's game, but nevertheless, we did do better defensively than perhaps we should have done. They definitely could have had a chance, although the penalty was definitely accounting for a lot of that, but a 4-0 victory for us is very good. Molde win again, though. So in spite of all the good work, Molde still remains 7 points clear of us at this point. Our goal difference is looking very, very healthy indeed for us, and our scorers are definitely looking better, but at this point, it just feels like we've just got to keep on winning and winning and winning. And I just don't know if Molde are going to even drop 7 points in the remaining 12 games, honestly. I could see them easily winning 10 matches out of the last 12. They are just so much better, except they're even not. We've looked better against them in both games, but that's just how it is. Jonsson, bit of space for him, actually. Could go for goal here. Big tackle on him. Valdo Bamba slots it home. 1-0 to Tromsø. Valdo Bamba just come off the bench at striker, and now we lead in Ireland. We've done everything we wanted to today. Kill the game off and win. There we go. Dundalk 0, Tromsø 1. Bit of an edgy one in the end. You can see they came back into it in the second half. I played 90% rotation for this one and then slowed the tempo down showdown and started trying to kill the tie from basically 20 minutes in. The idea was to just basically use this as a resting game where we could just rest in possession for basically the entire match. We've really got to manage our squad through these matches, given the first leg lead that we had. And now we go into the final round against probably Basel, which is going to be tough. Rakic for the delivery. Right before halftime with Velash's header, and it's actually on target and in. Tromsø 1, odds nil, and Molde are losing to bottom of the league Fredrikstad. The gap could be cut to 4 points if things stay the same here. Massive. Well, in the end, a 1-0 victory. Horrendous underperformance and chances missed once more today. Posts galore once again, but we do get the result. And that's really the most important thing, is just to get the result on the night and get the win. It does worry me a little bit that, you know, if they grabbed a random goal, we would have probably once again dropped more points, but Molde lost at Fredrikstad. I still can't believe they managed that. Fredrikstad are actually picking up a lot more points lately. I think that's back-to-back wins for them as it goes. But the gap now, only 4 points. Rosenborg actually slip into second spot now. So our gap isn't growing too much over the teams below us just yet. The real hope is to try and drop Rosenborg off the path. But with 11 games to go, the gap is only 4 points. Our goal difference is catching Molde again now as well. This is not over yet, and we're managing our squad quite well currently, but we've got Basel next, and this is a real game-changing moment, because this is not going to be a case of win the first leg comfortably and try to defend in the second leg with a rotated side, I get the feeling, unless a miracle happens, you know? Dortmund have just bid for Michael Indestad. It's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but we might have the problem of trying to keep hold of it. The problem is it's Dortmund. This could be a problem, because I don't want an upset player, but I also can't sell one of our best strikers at this point. Nobody's so creative. He's got 11 assists this season. We'll reject it and see what happens. Obviously, we knew that would be the case, but he's a team leader. Okay, so that didn't work. We're going to have to try to go down the next route, which is the team leader route. Real leader in the dressing room. Yes, come on. Really. God, he's just chosen to turn down Dortmund. Michael, you legend. The only thing we have to worry about is that if Dortmund start increasing their offers, that our board don't step in and sell him. Cornic. I get the feeling that Indestad with some back post headers could really make a dangerous run for us. It's in. It's Jonas Liastuin with the goal. Tromsø 1, Basel 0. And we've been fantastic in the opening 7 minutes. A really weird strategy. Lots of throw-ins we've been getting and lots of good back post crosses that we've been heading down. But it is 1-0 in the Europa Conference League. What a header that is from Indestad. And Liastuin at the back post with a brilliant finish. Hoping we can tire them out, honestly. Bamba, Indestad, pulls it back for Cornic, and it's 2-0. Leo Cornic, great assist for Indestad again. 13 assists this season Michael Indestad has from striker. That is incredible performance. 2-0. Could he put one across for his teammate? Rakic! And he smashed it home. Tromsø 3, Basel 0. Jesse Rakic. We are so good at home in Europe at the moment. It is 3-0 and Rakic just grabbed another one. And this is excellent news. We've got to keep pushing though. Very strong indeed from the guys. Liastuin, Cornic and Rakic with the goals. Indestad, man of the match though with his, well, he just did everything in this game fantastically. We didn't concede a single shot on target, controlled the possession, got our chances and we only 3-0. We've got a 3-goal lead to take to Switzerland, which I think will allow me to rotate a little bit for our second leg potentially. And we're looking very close to more group stages, which is very, very impressive. Brought down by Indestad. He could flick this through. He's found Kawamoto. He's far too wide to be able to take a shot on from here, but he can still hold the ball up for someone, perhaps. Round the side for Dina. Rakic slots it home again. Tromsø 1, Christensen 0, and Jesse Rakic now with his 6th goal of the season. He's still underperformed, but at least he's starting to bang a few more goals in now, and a very good early goal. This worries me. It feels like one of these games that could randomly get away from us in the second half out of nowhere. Or right now, in fact. I mean, immediately as I say that, Brian Ibrahimi equalises for Christensen, and that's sort of not been coming, but it certainly had the inklings that it might, and we need to dig deep now. This is a big chance to gain ground. We've actually started to get a bit more of a foothold in this game over the past sort of 20 minutes, but oh my God! Actually started to get much better in control, had some chances, and now we're about to throw away a chance to go right next to Molde in the league, unless Johansson pulls out a miracle save, which he has! It's 1-1 still. There's still hope for us yet. No, in the end, 1-1. And honestly, 1-1's dead fair. Christensen gave us a hell of a ride. You can see that towards the end of the second half, we actually did start to really boost through them, had some chances, couldn't score them to save our lives as per, but then giving away a dumb penalty, we innocently could have lost that in the end there, so I guess we'll take the 1-point gain over Molde, but it could have been so much more, and possibly should have been, but Johansson's bailed us out a little bit there. We can't complain about the result though. We just weren't quite good enough on the night. From the moment we went 1-0 up in that game, something just didn't quite feel right, and it felt like one of those games that we'd slowly start to not do so well in, and it's, well, I literally called it the moment it happened, as just before it as it goes. Molde did get a goal back. 4-1 was the defeat in the end, which is mad, by the way, that they lost 4-1, and back-to-back defeats for them. Now, it does drop the gap back to 3 points, and our goal difference is getting closer to theirs every single second. With 10 matches to go, if we could just get an easier European run than them at the moment, that could make a hell of a difference alongside it as well, although they might get out of Europe before we do, so that is definitely a problem as well. They're definitely not going to be able to rotate teams for European matches, that is for sure. This is far from over, and we've done a great job at pulling it back so far. This is not done yet. yet, though. But qualifying here could net us another like £2 or £3 million, which would definitely sort out the finances a little bit. Axel van Dogen. Oh, God. This is the worst possible start. 5 minutes on the clock, and Bush Gravink's already conceded a penalty. And Johansson's not going to be able to save another penalty in a row. Like, he's a good goalkeeper, but he's not going to let them miss another one. No. And it's 1-0 Basel after only 5 minutes. The worst possible start here. That's a good ball. Van Dongen. Oh, God. Don't foul him again. Are you joking? It's 2-0 to Basel, and he's just absolutely clattered that one in. And, oh, God, please don't. We played the first team, for crying out loud. Scoops it out wide for Riedningen on the left-hand side. We need a good ball in now from Steve. Great ball. Kawamoto! And it's 4-2 on aggregate now. Koki Kawamoto. That goal is crucial for this tie. It really, really is. It just stops the momentum a little bit. And we've done it. We're in the group stages. A 2-1 defeat on the night as it goes. The performance-wise, we didn't deserve to lose this game, but it's one of those things. We still get through on aggregate. Thank God we played the first team, really, because Basel did actually come right out at us. Johansson had one of his worst games for ages. Not that he could do much about the penalty, but he just didn't look particularly confident beyond that. But we are in the group stages. We do get the money. Oh, that's what we needed. £2.5 million. Really does bail us out of the financial issues we were starting to have a little bit. That kind of money is very, very useful. Plus potential wins in group stages and progression there. But I still think it's important money, because the board could have done some silly shit otherwise. And I was worried they might have sold Industad from underneath us. We're third seed in this as well, which is going to help us surely have a group that we can at least win some games in, hopefully. So, I mean, obviously there's so many draws. I mean, HJK are a pot 1 side, as are Karabag. There's winnable teams, for me, in pot 1. And in pot 2, oh my God, Brighton and Wolfsburg, probably the ones to avoid out of that group. Midtjylland, well, we can't have anyone from pot that. And tough ones, some quite tough sides in pot 3 as well. Right, let's just go for it. And we get Napoli, Skendia, and Spartak. Are you joking? That has to be one of the toughest groups we could have possibly got, with the exception of maybe Skendia. Into Rakic. Nice little interchange in the midfield. Good stuff again. Just got to try and release someone like Kawamoto, which we've done. Koki Kawamoto drills it off the near post. Haugesund 0, Tromsø 1. This would put us to within a point of Molde. Rosenborg would also be following us in there, but it would get this title race right back on track. On the side for Industad. Oh my God! What a goal from Michael Industad. It's Haugesund 0, Tromsø 2. Industad could have just won us this match with that goal, potentially. What a hit on his left foot, of all things. Gotta block these. Oh, it's so easy. Åström scores for Haugesund. There's still 20 minutes left here. The fact we didn't go 3-0 up with that Industad chance is criminal. We're primed and ready to... Oh, no. This is just going to be cross goal, isn't it? Come on. 2-goal advantage, chaps. Like, seriously? Well, I mean, in the end, they completely deserve that. But for the love of God. Like, you take a 2-goal advantage, you're sitting pretty, just have to kill it off. But no, can't do that. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Still 3 points off the top. Oh, yeah, because Molde didn't win. That was a chance to go within a point, and Rosenborg are now in the driving seat to catch Molde at this point. We cannot have this stuff continue to happen. Admittedly, today, it was just one of those games where we shouldn't have asked for much more than a draw. But that said, when you're 2 goals up, you should not be not drawing. You should not be not winning. It's happened anyway. It's happened anyway. £11 million Dortmund have just bid for... I grant you, that is a lot of money. It's the final day of the transfer window. We literally can't replace him. We will not be able to, because I have no ability to protest it. The only option I have is resign, which I'm not going to do because I owe it to the players to finish this season off. But honestly, we've just qualified them and won them £2.5 million, sorted the financial situation, and they're just going to sell one of our best players for... Oh, yeah, okay, cool, £11 million. Great. What can I do with that money? We have no transfer window because it's the final day of the blasted window. Other worst thing, of course, is he's a homegrown player. So I can't just go out and find the best deep-lying forward that we can find either, because he wouldn't count as homegrown, whereas Industad does. He was a... Oh. So I've just put a bid in for this guy called Lee Dilly from Chelsea, because I've been looking at him for a while. Obviously, weirdly, it says here that they want 60k. Sorry, £20,000 a week. But then when I bid them on £3,000 a week, they've just accepted it. That's really weird. They'd never do that. Obviously, there's an optional fee of 77 million, which is obviously nonsense. But weird that they just accepted the fee with no play. That's so strange. Just because he's a deep line forward doesn't mean he has to be really good in the air. He could still do a good job. We'll have to see, honestly. I might change the role to accommodate him, but we'll have to see how he plays. But it's the best we're going to do. And you could look at that as an upgrade, perhaps. And maybe it will end up being a good thing for us, potentially. But I just hate having boards that sell players out from underneath you like that, really. But we'll see. Maybe Lee Dilly will be the start of something magical, eh? It's going to have to be Tikkanen we drop. There's just no two ways about it. It's a shame for him, but it's going to have to be Tikkanen. Kalle was livid at the board's decision to sell Michael Industad out from under him. But in addition, he was suspicious about the size of the transfer fee. Indy was worth 6 million at best, not the exorbitant 11 million that Dortmund had paid. His fears were all but confirmed when he saw two men in black polo shirts escorting Ingolstadt's representatives out of the club. And there, on both their forearms, were Onyx Wasp tattoos. What the hell was going on? Just turns out that actually was a Norwegian record transfer, the most expensive transfer from Norwegian football ever. The thing I worry about is that Ingolstadt's biggest route in this team was the way he linked up the play, had a big physical presence, and was able to shift the ball around and also provide a lot of assists. Didn't contribute too many goals, but he provided so many assists that it was absolutely vital. If Dilly can't do the assisting part and it's just two people trying to score, then we have a problem. Okay, chance for us. Rakic's ball in. Velez's header, and it's in the bottom corner. Rosenborg 0, Tromsø 1. This could be enormous in the title race. Absolutely massive. Particularly if we grabbed another one here. Rakic's ball in again, and Velez is on it, another one. Well, back-to-back goals from corners before half-time for Robert Velez give us an amazing 2-goal advantage away at Rosenborg. Kind of like what they did to us last time. It's going to remain... What a pass. Wait, that's just onside. Okay, Erling Amdahl gets one back for Rosenborg. Oh, God, it's happening again, isn't it? Come on, lads. Heads down. No silliness now. That right there is a magnificent victory away from home. Robert Velez's double before half-time absolutely sunk Rosenborg there. We've won pretty much because of him. A very even game. Not even that. I think probably they've slightly edged it, but a draw would have been fair. We've managed to grab one of these and away against our biggest, well, one of our biggest title rivals too. I think Molde won, but at the very least we moved back above Rosenborg and don't drop points in one of the biggest games of the season, really. We've now played we've now played the big two, home and away, and I don't know, we're taking 7 points, which is better than I would have expected. What was the score in the other game? Yes, it was 2-1 to Molde. Harvey Rister got the goal. We do remain 3 points behind. The goal difference is still intact, though. Spartak aren't totally out of this yet. We're still in this. We've got Europa Conference League to worry about as well, of course. I don't know what Molde are actually in. If they're not in Europe, that could be the thing that kills our title dreams this season, but we'll have to see. Dilly looks okay as a deep line forward. I actually made him an advance forward for a little bit in the second half, and he actually looked a lot worse and actively dropped rating. So that is kind of interesting. I wonder if he could play that role. The lack of height, though, could cost us. So before we get into things today against Spartak Moscow, we're going to just have a little look. And you can see that the situation has kind of remained, I say the same. If anything, we've actually started to extend our gap towards the top of what you'd expect us to be position-wise. Rosenborg, again, continue to overperform, as do Molde. We're kind of bang on points-wise where we'd expect to be. We're hitting our marks perfectly. As you can see from the fact that we've scored a few less goals, but we've also conceded a few less goals. We have, by a considerable margin, I'd say, the best attacking output in the league this season, and I would say is the joint best defensive output, which means we should be up there. And you just think, over the full season, if this carries on, it seems to be evening out a little bit, with Molde dropping some weird points. Is this our year that we could do it all and actually go and grab that league victory too? Now, it's going to heavily depend on how quickly Lee Dilly settles into this team. It really, really is. Spartak Moscow, playing it in Sweden, of course. Rotation, none. That's fine. Blad, Elias Duan, and Velez is in. That's fine for me, I'd say. See what we've got. Got to make sure I have reading on the bench. Yeah, I think the main reason I was so annoyed about losing... Obviously, I never like losing players that I don't specifically want to sell at that particular moment. That's never a good thing, because you don't get control. Plus, you could have put clauses in. But I'm still not pleased with the board. I saw those tattoos on those agents. No, but this is a good opportunity for us to get cracking in Europe and get some more cash. One thing you're also going to notice, provided he starts, is their left back. A certain Mr. Kobo, who you might remember as the man that was sent off against us a few seasons ago, in fact last year, for Dundalk. He's now at Spartak Moscow. Hopefully he'll do the same thing again tonight. That's the play anyway. We're definitely going to need low crosses on though, and Dilly's going to have to do a lot of that sort of work. Rakic comes back for Kawamoto, gets on to... Oh, wait, what? Which one? Okay, Jesse Rakic has got the goal. It's Spartak 0, Tromsø 1. I don't know why Rakic didn't let Kawamoto go with that, but Rakic has decided to take it upon himself, scores his 7th goal of the season. He could hit double figures, you never know. Well, so far, so okay. Defensively, solid as a rock. Just the one goal for us so far, the Jesse Rakic one early on, but I feel like we can just hopefully just keep this going. No chances really for Kawamoto so far, but Dilly's looked alright. We don't need to overdo it. If we're winning the match, that's what matters right now. We've got so many league games to focus on that just getting the wins here are key. Dilly to Kawamoto. Is there a return pass? Finds Cornic. Can he drill one low maybe? Ball through, and Bamba's header saved again. Rakic delivers. Caught by Rosenborg in the back of the net, and is that offside? Wait, really? A goal awarded. 2-0 Tromsø. Game over. Well done, lads. Very good stuff. Grönbeck with a nice goal. Rakic with a goal and an assist tonight. Lovely to see. Knocked back to him, though. Great. Oh, now he has a chance. Lee Dilly, first chance to score a goal for Tromsø. Takes it through, and what a save that is. Yeah. It's a great chance and a great stop. Just to get off to the perfect start. And there we go. 2-0 Tromsø. Perfect. Dilly did well. 7.1. He clearly did okay in that role. He may not have scored, but, he had that chance towards the end that he could have taken after I switched things around. Rakic pretty much ran the show for us here. Really strong performance, though, away from home, sort of. Well, it is away from home for both of us, I suppose. And that's going to be really key. And I think second place in this group is very much looking on the cards for us now. If we can beat them away from home, then I think we could potentially get 12 points from this group and see what we can do against Napoli. You never know what happens when you bring them north. And £500,000 for the win. Oh, just, I don't know. Maybe Dilly will be a blessing in disguise for us for the rest of the season. I don't know. But we've got a lot of fights, a lot of fronts to still fight on. Pretty successful day, I would say, for us. Just the one defeat overall, actually, which was the Basel match, which we didn't even deserve to lose there. That run-in, though, does get very interesting for us with Vålerenga in there, Kongsvinger, Brno, Lillestrøm, Viking, Fredrikstad, Salzburg. Like, our running is very, very favourable for us, I'd say. If we can get our heads down and really start working hard, I still think there's a chance that we can win this division this year, and I think we would deserve it, but it really is going to hinge on how quickly Dilly settles in and what he can contribute over the final 8 matches of the season, along with the Europa Conference League there too. I don't know if the next episode is going to contain all of this. We'll have to see what time's available. We never know. We could do a bumper special, maybe, if you guys are up for that. Wow, that's been an absolute roller coaster today. If you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have, drop a like. That'll be gorgeous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'll be sick too. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. You know the drill. And I'll see you guys soon for probably, well, a lot of things need to be decided is all I can say. I'll see you soon. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.